you. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am so excited to share with you my completed December daily album from 2022. So all of the process videos for this album are over on my Patreon. The link is below if you're interested. There's also December daily from last year, 2021, and a lot of other fun projects and content. So give it a look-see if you're interested. Otherwise, let's get going. So for this year, I used the 10x8 album from Ali Edwards, which I've got to say, one of my new favorite sizes. I am in love and had so much fun working on this year. I also used a variety of different papers and collections, mostly from Crate Paper, Mittens and Mistletoe, Simple Stories, Mix and a Mingle, and also some from Die Cuts with a View, Down the Chimney. So the same kind of things I've been using over in my PL videos if you've been watching those as well. So here we go. So first things first, this Christmas season, I finally, with the help of my hubby Will, finally got out my Cricut that he got for me for Christmas last year in 2021. So I got it out of the box here, December of 2022. So hooray for that, right? So I was able to do a few cut files and things. So you will see a few of them throughout. I also got a Mink machine and tried my best to play around with that a little bit and did a little bit of sewing on some of my pages. So I tried to branch out a bit. But so I did this cut file actually in a Patreon blog video in November whenever I was setting everything up. I really love the way this Merry and Bright turned out. It's from Paige Evans' Etsy shop. So I'll link that below as well. So that's just kind of a fun intro page. And then I have this one, which is my reason why. Did a little bit of stamping and I just wrote a little reason why here on a circle that I punched out. I love the pom-pom trim that I sewed over to the side. Kept this page super simple. Then we move on to story number 1. So for this one, I did around the house. So I paired this kind of half page photo, which I think is roughly a 5 by 5 by 8 photo of our living room. And then I also have these little kind of peekaboo windows here that are Velcroed, and they show a few of my favorite decorations along with a little bit of journaling. So I've really been interested in doing that the past couple of years, like just picking out a few specific decorations that I wanted to talk about each season. So that's been pretty fun. For story number 2, I did another cut file. So whenever I saw this Grinch cut file from Paige Evans, I knew I had to use it because my second story is all about going to see How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical with my mom, which was super fun. So I made sure to take this kind of horizontal photo here while we were there, specifically for my December daily, of course. And then I used a small pocket from a Citrus Twist page protector, cut it down and used it here as a pocket. So you can pull out this cute little tag of me and my mom at the show. And then on the back, there's a little bit of journaling. So I really like the way that that looks. A really minor amount of interactivity, but I think it's fun while you're kind of flipping through the album. So some of these first stories were kind of almost really before December started because I decorated in November. And then I went to this with my mom a couple days after Thanksgiving. Then we move into Christmas music. So I took another little stylized photo here in our living room. And then I once again used my Cricut to cut out these little kind of sparkle die cuts here. And then I created this little tag and did some journaling on the back, all about the music that we like to listen to. And then I created a vellum pocket that has some song lyrics on it and sewed that right in. For number 4, I also found this in the Cricut Design Studio, this large number 4, which I thought was fun. And here I'm talking about some of the new ornaments that we got this year. And I kind of had a little bit of a story behind each one. If you've been following along with my project life, you know that it's been like the year of the cat here with all of the cats that we have taken in. Me and Will went to New Orleans. We've had all of our chicken friends come to visit. Will got this one for me. So I wanted to kind of talk in a little bit of detail about each ornament. So I numbered them 1 through 6. And then over here on the side, I have a little surprise tag that comes out where I numbered, or with the corresponding number, I talked about each of the ornaments, little story that I wanted to tell. And then you can just pop that right into the side. Then for 5 through 8, me and my mom went to Disney. So that was a really fun thing that we did over the month. And I love that I was able to share that in my December daily as well. So for story number 5, I basically just told the story of going to Disney. So I decided to punch out my photos in these little circles here. I did cut these stars out on my Cricut as well. And this was just kind of an overview of the trip. So I have a little transparency here that just holds some additional embellishments. And then I just wrote about the trip as a whole and how excited I was to go at Christmas time and how fun it was to go to Disney with my mom this season and all that kind of fun stuff. I saved a little bit of this really cute paper from one of our pretzels that we ate, so I included that as well. And then for story number 6, I just wanted to tell one of the stories from the days we were there. So we were in the parks for 3 days. So the first day is what this story is about, going to the Magic Kingdom. So I did this little flip out where I have my story and a few additional photos there, which I really loved, being able to include a large photo while also including additional photos and journaling behind it. So I thought that that was kind of fun. For story number 7, I wanted to write about the second day that we were in the parks. So I just did a flip up, a simple flip up, a 4x4 photo of me and my mom with a little bit of journaling underneath. And then you can see this very large photo here of Epcot looking beautiful as always. I also grabbed some gold Dymo label maker tape off of Amazon. Really loved that this year. I thought that that was a nice touch. Then here, one of my favorite things to do is to print off the kind of half-size photo and do something else on the other side. So for this one, I kind of kept the journaling short and just said, loved our last day, the best ever, and have the photo of me and my mom and the castle all lit up for the Christmas party. And that was kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about for story number 8. So I included the park map here, so you can just slip this out. And here is the park map that includes all of the fun special things for the Christmas party this year. So I love that. And then that just goes down into this vellum pocket, tucks behind the photo, and you're good to go. Then for story number 9, this was a couple days after we got home from Disney, and me and Will got to do this really fun activity where we went to snuggle baby goats at a local ranch here in town. So that was a really fun thing to do. Will got me this gift certificate back for my birthday, and this was the first time that we were able to actually go. So on this side, just to cover up the previous page, I printed off a large photo. I kind of kept this open. I didn't mind seeing the back of that park map in the background, but I did include a little bit of vellum on top of it just so it was a little muted. Added in a few embellishments here, and then I did a grid style layout on this side with a lot of little photos of the goats with journaling. So I really liked doing it like this because I did have a lot of photos that I wanted to include, but they weren't the best quality or the best photos ever. So I just kind of kept them small, and I think that that helped. Also, I'm a total newbie to the Mink machine, but I did use the glue pens that are offered with the Mink, and I made these kind of hand-drawn hearts, and also this number 9 to go here. Alrighty. Then for story number 10, I wanted to talk about our Christmas tree. So I took this bokeh photo of the Christmas tree. Now, I did not take this really myself. I used an app. So I'll link the app below, but it helped a lot. It was really fun, super easy way to take bokeh photos of your tree. And then I included our 3 trees, our big main tree that's in our living room, along with the kind of smaller tree that's in the bedroom and the new small tree that we got for our TV room this year. And I just told that story here for number 10. I really love the way that looks with the large photo with the smaller ones popped up on top. Then for number 11, I used this cute polka dot transparency to create a pocket. And on that pocket, or in that pocket, I have included these photos. So here at my house, me and Will took these photos of each other, and then I went and took these of my parents. They wanted to have their shades on, which I thought was cute, and I just made everyone wear the Santa hat, and then I changed all the photos to black and white so they would kind of go together. And then on the back, I used this printable from Ali Edwards. I'm sure you've seen this around a lot, but it was included in the prep day. So I included this cute printable, and I stamped on everyone's name and age. And I loved this from Ali this year because it was just a this or that, super easy way to have people contribute to the album, because all they had to do was circle stuff. So it was just super, super easy instead of having to fill out a full-on questionnaire and everything. So I love that. And I thought it was really fun. I thought it would include my parents. If you don't know, we are neighbors with my parents, so they're always around here with us. So I thought that that was a fun little addition for number 11. For story 12, I wanted to include this quick and easy photo that me and Will took this year for Christmas. So I told the story here on vellum and then created a little pocket out of the vellum, just to talk about how some years we've had a way nicer photo for our Christmas cards, and some years we just put my little tripod up with the cell phone and we just make it happen. And that's what we did this year. The dogs were not behaving, so I took these photos of them individually later, and I printed these off on my Instax printer and then slipped them right into the pocket, and I think that that is really cute. This stamp set is from Ali Edwards. It's an older December Daily stamp set that I use all the time. I love it. And then for story number 13, I wanted to talk about the Oreo truffles that I make all season long. I made so many batches of these this year. They're one of my favorite things to make around the holidays. So for this one, I printed off my photo at probably 5.5 by 8 again, and then I attached it to a piece of transparency. I saw this a few times in the community and had to try it out. Added some embellishments with my number here. Another one of these Instax photos of some of the truffles in a little tin for my friends. And then on the back, I included a vellum piece here that has the recipe along with some journaling about how I gave the truffles out as gifts to a lot of people this year, and that was really fun. For story number 14, I called this one Selfies with Santa, and this was where me and my two besties, Casey and Shelby, were able to get together this year for another Christmassy day. This is our second annual year of doing that, so that was really fun. And I saw that Ali had these kind of felt pockets, so I bought felt for myself and sewed those on. They're a little wonky, but it's all right. I don't mind things like that in my album, so that's the way it is. But I used my circle punch, and on one side I did my journaling. On the other side, I included a photo. So this story is just about how we were able to do the second annual Christmas party with baby Andy. Super fun. This story is about how this year Shelby brought a kind of like tabletop fire pit, and we made s'mores, and how both of them had bought special vegan things for me, which I thought was really sweet. And this last story is about how I ended up bringing my vintage blow mold Santa that I've had since I was a kid, because at Christmas parties of the past, everyone would always get pictures with him, especially Casey. So I wanted to kind of make that a tradition. So I thought that was really fun. So we had to take a selfie with Santa. Story number 15 is special to me because this was such a great day. So at this point, mid-month, I think this was actually on the 19th when this story actually happened, but obviously I've done Christmassy things, but I guess I just didn't really have that Christmassy feeling, and I was really trying to soak it up as best I could this year. So on Will's day off, I really just wanted to have a full-on Christmas day, and we had such a fun day together. We watched 6 Christmas movies throughout the day, so that's kind of what the focus is here. I took a picture of our TV room with Charlie Brown Christmas on, and then I made another small vellum pocket here, and inside the pocket, I just printed off little pictures of the movie posters. I didn't put anything on the back. It's just for fun to kind of see the movie posters in the pocket. But we watched The Grinch and Home Alone during the day while we were kind of getting our charcuterie board all fixed up. And then we did No Phone Zone and completely watched Jingle All the Way, which was so fun. I watched that for the first time last year and just loved it. So it was really fun to watch with Will this year. Then we watched 8 Crazy Nights and Charlie Brown later in the night and finished the night off by watching this really funny horror movie called Jack Frost, about a serial killer that gets reincarnated as a snowman. So it was funny. So here I did all my journaling pretty much just on a white piece of cardstock, and then I adhered this photo to it, and this is of our charcuterie board. So that was fun. Will made some of his meatballs that I love. I made the truffles. My mom made spinach dip and gave us some, so we were able to enjoy that along with a lot of fun other vegan cheeses and stuff. So that was just a great day, a great time, full on Christmassy day, and probably my favorite story out of the album if I had to pick one. Then moving on along, I've seen this so much on the internet, so I had to do it. Took a flat lay photo of some of our Christmas wrapping this year, which I thought was really fun. I used the PicMonkey app to just add my journaling on before I ever printed my photo, and then added the number 16 to the top. I got these numbers from a Citrus Twist kit, but I think they are Vicki Boutin brand. Then for number 17, I found this cut file from Etsy. I just looked up laptop screen cut file, and I really liked this one because it was super easy to do. You can see it's a really simple cut file with only a few pieces of paper needed. And I printed off the photo of my Patreon Crafty Zoom this month, which was amazing. We had such a nice turnout. I was so excited. So I definitely wanted to document that. So I printed that off. I love seeing all of these beautiful faces here. We have such a blast over there. So that was a great time. Added that onto my cut file. Then when you flip it, I covered the back, and then I added a little tag that talks about Patreon for story number 17. Then for 18, I wanted to talk about going to Starbucks and also getting our peppermint mocha for the year. So if you've been following along with my Project Life saga, me and my mom always get coffee every weekend, and we were Starbucks-aholics. Then we went over to Dunkin' because Starbucks was irritating us, and now we're back to Starbucks. So they've reeled us back in. But this story is about how we have been getting the peppermint mochas for the season when our Starbucks makes them correctly. So if you remember those stories as well, we always have issues with our Starbucks getting our drinks wrong. So quite annoying, but I do love a good Starbucks drink. I can't help it. And I love the festiveness of this spread. So I just kept it simple with the white paper, and I used 4 different Starbucks cups that we had gotten throughout the season, and I punched them out with my smaller circle punch. I used a few little sequins in the middle, and then I sewed down each one and sewed a little bit of ribbon to the bottom. Added my photo. This is just a 3x4 photo. And then I have another one of these tags from Simple Stories. These come so much in handy for projects like this for me. And added my journaling and slipped that right in. Then we'll move on to story 19, and this is all about when the weather took a turn. So here in the U.S., I think in a lot of North America, we had some really, really wild cold weather here right before Christmas. So that's what this story is all about, and how we have 2 feral-esque kitties who we really needed to get in the house, and how just the trials and tribulations of trying to get them in here. So I have this adorable photo of Lasagna, one of the kitties, and then these are a couple other ones of her mama, Judy, trying to make an escape out of the closed window, and them finally chilling together, and the story of all of that. And then in one of Allie's old albums, she had a tag that said, "And then we watched The Last Jedi and it was awesome," or something like that. And I was inspired by that. So I said, "And then Mississippi decided it was winter and we all stayed inside for days." So I just stamped that on to one of these Citrus Twist tags. And then on the back, I did a screenshot of the weather. So you could kind of see how it was getting colder and colder and all of that kind of thing. And then to go along with that story, story number 20 was also Christmas weekend. I think the Friday before, we were going to go look at Christmas lights. It was really cold, snow on the ground, all of that. So we decided to stay home, and Will suggested that we watch a Christmas light walkthrough on the TV. So we did that and had hot chocolate, and it was really fun. So I again used one of these little tags and hid it behind my coffee, or my, not coffee, but hot chocolate mug there. And I love doing that. Super easy just by using an X-Acto knife to cut a little slit in there. Then for story 21, I included this really cute Target gingerbread house that me and my mom had grabbed at Target throughout the season. I actually didn't put this together till Christmas Day, but I was excited that I was able to put this together, and I just loved that Target had all of these specialty gingerbread houses depending on your interest. I thought that was really cool, and our interest is definitely going to Target. We do that every week. So I had to pick this up, and I love that they had the little Target dog and the buggy there, which was really fun. So I included that. Then for story 22, kind of to go along with the shopping kind of vibes here, I did this cute page, which I like to include something similar every year, like a bits and pieces of the season. I was inspired again by an old layout of alleys from years ago and a few other people that I saw throughout the community. Also, side note, I'm so sorry if you can hear Penny scratching at my door. I'm not sure if you can. I'm still working on getting a better mic, so I apologize. But here I have used little Velcro dots. I just got these, just Velcro brand, I guess, from Amazon. They're super great to have on hand. So I have Velcroed all of these little tags. When you flip them up, they have something from the season. So these are from some sprinkles that we bought. Here's a dog toy. Here is a whole, this is not so cute. My brother and sister-in-law gave me and Will a Whole Foods gift card, and it was in this tiny Whole Foods bag, which I thought was so cute. So on the back, there's some handwriting, which I love. Then here I have another dog toy. Over here, we have a little cat toy. You get the idea. There's a lot of cute little things behind there, and then it all stays secure by those Velcro dots. Then when you flip, I have story number 23, which I really love the way this one turned out. I also used the Cricut Design Studio. I found this circle that had the scalloped edge. So I cut that out 3 times and then included these 2 photos and my journaling. And this story is all about how my mom sewed me and Will and my mom and dad pajama pants for Christmas, and we wore them on Christmas Day, which was really fun. So I love that story. I wrote homemade magic and did some stitching on that one. Then for story number 24, it was all about Christmas Eve when we went to see Will's side of the family. So I did create this pocket using a 4x6 photo of us as the actual pocket. And then you can pull this tag in and out. Here I have the story, kept the back blank, but I just have the story of Christmas Eve. And then when you turn this, I have this photo that I got off of the Memphis Grizzly Instagram page. I loved this photo, and a lot of the story is about basketball, so that worked out. And then for the 25th, I did kind of a collage of 4 different photos from Christmas or the season with this smaller selfie here with journaling about our day. And then when you flip it, I just used some pretty pattern paper and kind of kept it easygoing with that. So that is my album for this year, 25 stories. I have just loved this album. As I said, I love, love, love this size. I'm definitely going to try to incorporate the 10 by 8 size with a couple other projects I think that I am planning on doing over on Patreon throughout 2023. Of course, as always, I will share the final flip through of all of the projects that I do over there with you guys at the end of the month. So yeah, let me know, how did your December documenting go? Are you putting it away for a little bit and gonna try again maybe this summer, or were you able to finish? No pressure either way. It's always just for the fun of it. And for me, with Patreon and with just the way that I tend to work, I just tend to get my albums completed, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking a little bit longer. But I am really happy to have mine done and to be able to pop it on the shelf and say, hey, we're done for this year. We'll do it again next year. It was definitely one of my very favorite projects that I've worked on in a long time, though. It really helped me to, I think, soak in the season a little bit more and be more aware of the things that were going on. And I just love working on these Christmas stories during the season. It's so fun to me. So y'all, I hope that you enjoyed the flip through. If you did, please give me a like. Please also consider subscribing, and I will be back at you super soon with another video. Bye.